am Breely Alexander in the group Nurses Plus One. I'm also in this group with Kinsey Kell and Riley Knight. Our research is in the evolution of communicating in romantic relationships. For an introduction to this research, we're going to talk about what our presentation looks like. Our presentation will go through what our group worked on, which is the study of communication and relationships between both older and younger couples through a variety of interviews, though all interviews had the same questions. In doing this research, we found three main patterns within our data that we will discuss.
Hi, I'm Riley Knight, and first for our discussion, we have to see the kind of data we collected. We collected data about a number of relationships from younger and older generations, utilizing questions about communication, conflict resolution, and values in a relationship. We found clear differences in the way younger couples approach the problems when compared to older couples.
How did we collect our data? Well, we each collected two or more pieces of data through recording one-on-one interviews with an individual who is in an active romantic relationship. Within these interviews, we focused on questions about romantic communication within their relationships.
Then we looked at what patterns we noticed in our data. Our first pattern is how younger couples are more open to communicate. The second pattern being that older couples like to take time to cool down before engaging in discussion about conflict. Then our third and last pattern is how emotions are expressed more openly in younger couples, while older couples are more filtered.
The first theme we were able to identify was that younger couples are usually more open to communication. We got this through two quotes. One was with a young interviewee that I interviewed who said, "Just, we try to communicate as much as we can." And another was with another young interviewee of me who spoke that we usually have some up and downs, but through communication, we're able to talk it out and be able to get to where we want to be, showing that they communicate easier and a little more open and more immediately than older couples.
Our second pattern, how older couples like to cool down before engaging in conflict discussion, uses two different pieces of evidence to support it. The first piece of evidence quotes, "To be honest, we usually just give each other some time. We try to talk about what happened and just work it out. If one of us is irritated, it's better to cool off first." Then from another interview, a wife says, "We're not around each other. He goes that way and I'm in here. Then, when he comes back in, everything's back to normal. We just have, I guess you call it a cool off moment." Both pieces show how older couples try to wind down without one another before coming back and continuing their.
The third theme that we identified was the differences in the way younger versus older generation couples handle speaking about their emotions. We concluded that emotions are expressed more openly in younger couples, while older couples tend to filter themselves more. For example, in this case, the older interviewee stated that you just have to think about things before you speak. So the older generations usually take more time and keep their emotions to themselves before they express this with their partner. However, the younger participant states that she doesn't like hiding stuff at all. So, we can conclude that these younger generations are much more expressive with their emotions, especially when it comes to communicating them with their partner. The older generations clearly take more time to reflect and evaluate on what they want to share with their relationship partner, while the younger generations believe more in complete openness when it comes to telling their partners how they feel and what they think. All of our data points to the conclusion that there are clear differences in the way older and younger generation couples communicate with each other. Usually, older couples use less communication than younger couples do in this generation. They tend to be less open about emotions, especially when it comes to resolving conflict. Older couples tend to use an approach of internalizing their emotions as well as cooling down before they discuss them with their partner. The younger couples we interviewed demonstrated stronger values of open communication with their partners. Couples of the younger generation are more likely to immediately share their emotions and feelings with their partners, even when it's in a conflicting situation. Our three themes demonstrate the main differences we found in couples in older versus younger generations when it comes to communication. These differences lie in openness to communication, cooling down before arguments, as well as openness to talk about each other's emotions.
Thank you so much to listening to our research and our data collection thus far. We're excited to continue this and